story from the e-commerce space. Softbank may have missed out on getting a piece of Flipkart when the much-anticipated Flipkart-Snapdeal merger fell through last month, but the Japanese conglomerate has finally got there. Softbank's Vision Fund, one of the world's largest tech-focused investment funds, has invested, from what sources tell us, about $2.5 billion in Flipkart. Now, this investment makes Softbank the second largest shareholder in the company. The investment comprises of a mix of primary and secondary capital. So, essentially, Softbank has bought part of Tiger Global's stake in Flipkart, and we understand that's about 10%, and has made the remaining investment via a fresh issue. Softbank will now hold roughly around 20% stake in the company, and Tiger Global, meanwhile, will hold about 23% post the investment. So that essentially means that the earlier 33% stake has come down to 23%, thereby implying that 10% stake has been sold directly to Softbank. Now, Flipkart shall have more than $4 billion of cash in the balance sheet after this deal is completed. The deal is, of course, subject to regulatory approvals. That's not all. The investments by Softbank's Vision Fund is the biggest ever private investment in an Indian technology company. That's the big e-commerce story that broke just a short while ago. And we have Anand Lunia, the founding partner at India Quotient, to discuss the implications of this deal. Anand, thanks very much for joining in on the show. What do you make of the investment? $2.5 billion has been invested. In a sense, this is Softbank betting big on a company like Flipkart and the e-commerce story.
Oh, absolutely. I would say that this is a validation of the India opportunity, the e-commerce opportunity within India, and within that validation of what Flipkart has been doing.
Anand, $4 billion is the cash on books that Flipkart will have after the deal is completed.
Right.
Amazon, if you remember, had talked about an investment of $5 billion. There's only a $1 billion gap over there in terms of the war chest that they have. How close would Flipkart come to be able to meet Amazon in the war that is to follow?
Yeah, I think the Indian e-commerce space has way more funding requirements. I would say this is the beginning. So it looks like Flipkart is on an even footing, and now they can compete equally. But I wouldn't be surprised if over the next 5 years, both Amazon and Softbank put more money. So what is more important about Flipkart is not the $4 billion it has in its own balance sheet, but the fact that it has a backing of somebody with $100 billion of cash, whereas interestingly, Amazon does not have that much of cash.
Yeah, that's the point, Anand, that only worry about 2-3 years ago for Flipkart was the fact that Amazon is coming with a global reportage and a war chest of $5 billion. But now Flipkart, not just Softbank, it has several other global investors as well. Do you think that Flipkart is well positioned to be able to beat Amazon then?
I see, the thing is that, I would like to make this like a movie analogy, right? That, after taking help of Amitabh Bachchan, Flipkart has now Rajnikant, right? But that's not the point. The point is that there probably is room for a lot of growth, right? And a war, and a winner-takes-all market like America, where the overall market is not expanding that much, right, is a different war. Whereas in India, we are seeing tremendous expansion. Right? So if you really look back in the last 2-3 years, Flipkart has held the numbers. Right?
Yeah. And
Amazon basically gained because of the market expansion and also at the cost of Snapdeal.
Yeah, correct.
So I wouldn't say that this is a winner-takes-all market yet. That dynamic of the market probably will emerge maybe when the market matures. Today, the market is growing so fast that we're not going to see winner-takes-all behavior as of now, especially because both the companies have equal access to money now.
Okay, Anand, we are very tight on time. One line answer, if you can give me. Consolidation has started, of course. How many players do you think will remain at the end of 2 years?
We definitely have 3.
Okay, fair enough. Thanks, Anand, for joining.